I'm doing a bit of filling now. I thought I'd do a bit now, save doing it all at the end. So I've got the first coat of epoxy on. I'm just going to do some building up and get back to a basic shape with these first bits of filler. I've got this U-Pole here, easy one filler, 3 litres of the stuff. I'll probably use all of that. Most of it will end up on the floor here. You get a couple of these sachets of hardener. It's all guesswork how much of this stuff you use, really, with the main filler paste. It's all down to temperature. I mix it up on these offcuts of furniture panel I've got. So anything smooth and shiny I try and save and cut up and do all the mixing on there. But I've mixed it and it's gone hard before I've even managed to get it off the board. I've mixed it and I've put it on the car, and a day later it's still soft and I've had to scrape it out. So I'm no master at this. It does seem to have a mind of its own occasionally with the mix, but as long as you get the red of the hardener really mixed it as much as you can, I don't think you can really kind of over mix this. Just try and get the air bubbles out, get an even colour, take the glossiness off the main paste so it goes a bit matte, and I think it's then ready to start spreading on. And the key is just get it on there as quick as you can, because if you fart about trying to be architectural with it, it ain't going to work. You're just going to waste most of it. So let's get you off the stand. There you are. So the main bulk of the filling on this shell is going to be the repaired lower rear quarters here. I did joggle those repair panels, but there was still quite a thickness of filler to go on there. But the repair panels there on that lower part of the rear quarter in this area. So I'm trying to get the shape back with that. And then we had the dodgy area around these rear Mark II lights. And then the hinge panel lower repair. Along there, it's made up of 3 sections, if you remember. There's a section there, and there's the joy there somewhere. There's the lower hinge panel, and then the other section there. So mirror image of the other side, repair panel in there, and repair panel in there. So I've just slowly been bringing up the contours back. And the pencil marks you see on there are low spots, where instead of blindly just putting it on, you can see it like that. That's awful. And that looks like a contour map of the Peak district. Yeah, so those pencil marks just giving me a bit of guidance, using my hand just to subtly feel where the low spots are, and we'll get those filled. footage showed these rear quarters looking like the top of a pizza basically, but now I've got the longboard on there after building up the layers to the relatively right level. It looks a damn sight better, and it also feels a lot better. These longboards I'm talking about, I've got two here. I've got this rigid one, which is good for doing these areas here, coming round the arch, going diagonally and up and down, so that helps create the flat plane of the filler. But then I've got this other one, which is flexy, and that's good for getting round these contours of the Mini's backside and any other areas like the wings and things, and obviously the roof when it comes to being used on the roof. So this has got some kind of like Velcro attachment on there, using these different grits of Velcro type sandpaper. All of this stuff's available on Amazon, so it's not that expensive. You got a tool for life basically, because you'll probably use them again, and it's the only real way of getting that flat. So I've done really as much as I can do on this area, just using my hands and my eyes as a guide. What I need to do now is find low and high spots on there by what they basically call putting down a guide coat. And what a guide coat is where you basically just put a thin layer of paint or powder onto the area that you're trying to get flat, and then you use your longboard to very lightly just sand over the top. Obviously the high spots will get rubbed off, and it will leave your low spots there in black if you're using like a black guide coat. I mean, I'm just using some black satin spray I've got. I'm talking about this like an we'll wait for that to dry, and we'll see if this plan works. So we'll just sit here for a bit. God, it's potent, that is, but I do like it. So I think we've got a low area there, and there. Little couple of low areas there, which may blend down a bit. definitely there. Possibly there as well. Can't feel anything there. It's definitely there. Around there. Just tucked into that corner there. A little bit of a fraction bit of a dip in there. Possibly there. A little bit there. Difficult to tell down here. They're getting a smaller block. But we've got some just down there. Bit of a, yeah, you can feel that. So yeah, I think this just needs a bit more of a, yeah, I think that just needs a bit more over it. So there we are with the pencil. You can see where I'm going to put a light skim of filler. Not too many places on this side. A few more around the rear light. Not many. Just a couple up top. Some of these areas here which I've gone down to bare metal quite quickly, I'll give a little tap back with a hammer just to try and sink them in a bit, and then I'll skim them over. Just like there, it's bare metal. And there, a couple of little blobs here and there. I've got a tippy tappy back. I have to use red on this side because I'm out of black. But again, I'll give a little tip tap on these shiny areas here. On there, you can see the red ready to load. Not too bad. This is the worst side. This looks like it needs a skim all over it again. You can see my pencil lines. Didn't know where to stop and start with this. But you can see the dark red areas, which I'll have to skim. But at least I can see what I'm doing. I'm only going to do it once more here before I prime the area. I can do a bit more. You can see where I've tip tapped there as well, just to sink that metal in a little bit. And there, just a little tip tap. So yeah, bit more, and then get the primer on. Here we are with the shell upside down, getting a little bit anal with this filling now. This is where the rear valance closing panels were welded on, so you get some distortion down there, the same as the other side. You can see how much of the epoxy I've been rubbing off. So again, I'm going to have to go over that once I've got the basic shape. Well, I think the basic shape of the panels is there, and any kind of finishing off filler I can do once the epoxy's back on there, and the primer, I-build primer. So yeah, I'm getting a little bit touchy around here in some of these areas, but while I'm here I might as well do it. I've even started filling in some of these holes I've welded up in the spare wheel well, little bits, just filling up some of these spot welds. Again, some of the holes in the front floor pan, but I've welded those up with the little discs. Some of these repairs to the flitch panels there. Some just feathering down some of these bobbly welds. So I've not gone mad, but as you can see, I've ended up rubbing off a lot of the epoxy just by being fussy. But these rear quarters are looking okay. Rear hinge panel repair around these lights was mullered, so that needed some careful crafting. As you can see, there's quite a few different layers of filler on there. Not meaning it's thick, it's just taken that many layers to get the shape back. Yeah, that rear quarter's okay. Yeah, just a little bit of tarting up on it. And these doors, these door post repairs, there's a real ball ache to work in there. Yeah, under this gutter, even though you can't see it, I'd rather it be reasonably flat. So yeah, I think